got a conspiracy that I want to kind of float out there. I don't know if you're gonna entertain this, but I think they really trying to like. The Ellisons own BT now, right?
I know.
The Paramount owns BT. I really think they're trying
to tank it.
To tank it.
They
I don't know why. But the reason the reason I don't know why is because they were at one point trying to sell it.
I don't know why.
At one point they were trying to sell it, so I would think they would want to beef it up to exit.
But okay, but they were trying to sell it. The biggest buyer was Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry would have made it huge. Yeah, they want to sell it to somebody who's going to do exactly what they're doing, and that's tank it. BET has canceled its 106 in Sports show featuring former NFL star Cam Newton and sports journalist Ashley Nicole Moss after 8 episodes.
So, okay.
That's very small.
We're millennials here, so 106 in Park was like the biggest thing like when we was younger, right?
Yes.
I don't understand why did they pivot to sports, because 106 in Park, the original show, was all about hip hop and entertainment. So why can't they bring that back as a live show podcast, and get one of the young people and get probably more of the seasoned journalists or whatever to come on, right, and actually have a show? And to me, this would be dope as hell because a lot of video, like the show was based around videos.
Yes.
So now videos are not that prevalent because everybody can do a video.
Everybody has a video, yeah.
But it would be dope to me if you exclusively only show your show. Like if I'm Megan Thee Stallion or if I'm Cardi B, if I'm Nicki Minaj, I would do an exclusive deal with BET and say I'm only showing. You can only watch my video by watching my episode, and make that exclusive for like a month or 2 or whatever. Give them an exclusive look into your music. That's what I thought when they was floating around that they was about to rebrand 106 in Park. Then they came with this shit. I'm like, what is this?
Again, I think it's doing too much with no imagination. Yeah. It's the Ellisons not understanding that if you're gonna bring, first of all, it's okay. You can bring sports to BET, right? But 106 in Park was about celebrating Black culture and entertainment and music. Right? Sports is not necessarily, unless the only way this would have worked is if they went to like the hood, and you know how they have like basketball, like tournaments and stuff like that. Yeah. That's the only way this would have worked.
You got to tap into the culture and then bring the culture with you to market something like this. Because them tournaments
was something we did every summer. We would be out there watching them boys play. Then you got some. Then you put, it's almost like the and one, the 3-on-3s, all of that.
You got to give us something else, because why would I can watch Cam Newton. He on ESPN. He on First Take. He on FS1. He on all these other.
And I don't know the girl, so
she a sports journalist. I know who she is, but she's not nobody that's going to like be the reason you go watch.
I was gonna say you need a pull. You need somebody to pull you.
You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna be the person.
Angel Reese would have been nice. I'm not giving them no more. I'm not giving them no more of my ideas.
That would have been nice.
I would have made this a success.
But to me, Cam Newton wasn't the right person. Even
though
I
don't think
fuck
Cam
with
was
Cam Newton, but Cam Newton wasn't the right person. He got 3 shows of his own. He got his own podcast. He got his own sports show called 4th and 1. Yeah. He's on ESPN, and he's going on everybody else's podcast to do interviews. So Cam Newton is kind of like, you gonna get what you gonna get from Cam Newton. Yeah. He got his,
and we've seen it.
So you needed somebody else on there, somebody to where it's like, I only get them on 106 in Sports. Yeah. So this is not a shot at Cam, because I think Cam is really entertaining and dope, but he was stretched too thin. So it wouldn't have worked.
And it's weird to me that they even announced this in the first place, because guess what? Pilots exist. We know that.
They didn't
Maybe
even
this was a pilot. I was about to say, they didn't market it either.
They just did the announcements and started doing the episodes.
But also, again, they didn't market it. You announce, so it's like you don't announce really what you're trying to build, but you announce that it's not working. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
the press release on canceling it was
bigger than
any type of marketing y'all did on the first few episodes. Like, I didn't even know. I did see the announcement. I didn't hear nothing else after that. So I didn't even know the show was actually going on until I like thought about it, and I was like, damn, let me go watch this real quick. And it wasn't really that good. Like, I'm gonna be honest. and it wasn't really that good. And
well, let's add a little more context to this too. Now, all of this is happening while BET is in like a state of change. Not only with the, I guess, not only with the broader ownership, but their CEO, their former CEO, Scott Mills, just left last fall following the Skydance acquisition.
Yeah.
And under the current president, whose name is Louis Carr, the network signaled a programming shift. Now, I don't know what the programming shift is about, but they're highlighting different shows like Sisters, the NAACP Awards, the BET Awards, the Coach Vic Experience.
Didn't they postpone the awards?
That's the shift. That's what I'm saying. I think the shift.
BET Awards.
I think the shift is that, and the Ellisons are good buddies with Trump.
Yeah.
And so I think that the shift is that we're going to scale back on what celebrates Black culture, and either one, try to make it inclusive to everybody, which is like how can everybody? That doesn't make sense.
For BET, you might as well just shut the whole thing down. Yeah.
And that's why the BET Awards are on postpone. And I think the NAACP Awards was also being post. They're trying to merge them together. Yeah. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people who work at Viacom, who owns BET. There's a lot of people who work directly for BET. Either y'all have to make y'all voice, because I know there's Black people who still work for BET.
Well, they worked for Viacom. Viacom was the ownership, but now the Ellisons own.
Oh, Ellison. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people there's a lot of Black people who still work for BET.
Yeah.
Either you're going to have to demand that they listen to y'all so y'all keep y'all's jobs, or you're going to have to find different jobs, because they're tanking this. This is not creative. This is not innovative. 106 in Park was huge because we haven't seen something like that since Soul Train.
Yeah.
And they basically made it more relevant to people who are watching now. 106 in Sports didn't do 106 in Sports didn't do with 106 in Park what 106 in Park did with Soul Train. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Yes.
To me, they starve. They make these announcements. They think they can just go get a famous face and slap it on you, but that's not in the podcast space and in the media space today. That's not enough. I mean, it's people like Kai Cenat, I Show Speed, DDG. All these dudes, they came up. Nobody knew them.
Yes,
and they came up and built their own space. So it's like y'all competing with them. Okay, but now y'all still competing with the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, right, who's dominating sports. And then y'all competing with everybody else who got their own sports podcast. Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, he's killing it on his own platform. Cam Newton is even competing with his own show. This was like the 5th priority for Cam. He got like 3-4 shows.
Yeah.
So I
stretched just way too thin.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't think it was even any effort was even put into it to make it successful. It's kind of one of those things where, if you Cam Newton, you just gonna take the check, whatever they give you.
Yeah. And this is the part where it works out for the workers, because you got your check and you on to your other 5 shows.
Yeah, it's not like but we don't really know how much he was paid for. It's a lot. I know Cam probably got his money.
He got
but all those other workers that were supposed to be on the show, it's a wrap. And for them to cancel it after 8 episodes, meaning the first or second episode was probably didn't get no ratings.
Yeah.